Imagine waking up tomorrow, looking north, and the Himalayas are simply gone. No mountains. Just an enormous, open landscape where one of Earth's greatest mountain systems once stood. This sounds impossible, but let's imagine it for a moment. What would actually happen if the Himalayas disappeared? The consequences would reach far beyond the mountains themselves, affecting water, wildlife, agriculture, and millions of people. First, the monsoon would change dramatically. Every summer, enormous amounts travel north from the Indian Ocean. The Himalayas normally force this moist air upward, helping produce rainfall across the region. But without that massive mounting barrier, the atmosphere would behave differently. Moist air rising against the mountains in the same way. Rainfall patterns across South Asia would therefore be fundamentally altered. Then comes water. The Himalayas feed some of Asia's great river systems, including the Ganga and Brahmaputra. Snow and glacial melt remove the mountains, and you've removed a huge part of this high-altitude water system. Those glaciers are more than spectacular sheets of ice. They act as natural water stores, releasing meltwater into rivers over time. Without the high mountains and their glaciers, this long-term source of fresh water would disappear. The effect wouldn't necessarily be an instant disappearance of every river. Rain would still fall, and rivers would still exist, but their sources, seasonal flow, and long-term water availability would be profoundly different. And that matters enormously for agriculture. Northern India's fertile plains support some of the world's largest farming regions. Wheat, rice, sugarcane, and many other crops depend heavily on reliable water. Look at the indo-gangetic plain today. It is vast, fertile, and densely populated. Much of this landscape has been shaped by rivers carrying water and sediment down from the surrounding highlands over thousands of years. Without the Himalayas, rainfall distribution would change as well. Some regions could receive less rain. The timing and intensity of seasonal rainfall could also shift, creating new challenges for farming and water management. The changes wouldn't stop with summer. The Himalayas also influence winter conditions by acting as a major geographic barrier. Without them, cold continental air from the north could move much more freely into the Indian subcontinent. And then there is life itself. The Himalayas contain extraordinary meadows to forests and provide habitat for species such as snow leopard. Remove the mountains, and an entire world of mountain biodiversity disappears with them. Downstream, the consequences would reach enormous populations. Cities, villages, and industries across northern India depend on rivers for drinking water, agriculture, energy, and countless economic activities. If dependable water became harder to obtain, irrigation would become more difficult. Over time, this could increase on-ground route agriculture and food production, creating serious challenges for communities across the region. And perhaps the strangest sight would be the geography itself. Look north, and there would be no enormous mountain walls separating the Indian subcontinent from the Tibetan Plateau in Central Asia.